We have an NHL trade to discuss in today's video between the Dallas Stars and the Anaheim Ducks. We'll jump into all those details coming up next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Before we jump into today's videos, what I mentioned, it's great to be back here. All the videos you've seen on this channel posted since last Thursday were pre-recorded as I was away from the studio and unable to make videos here over the past few days. So that's why some of the news that's kind of popped up here in the last 2 to 3 days, we've been a little bit slower than normal to report on, but I've been away out of town, and this is the first chance I've had to discuss anything here on the channel here since last Thursday. So let's dive into today's video. So as I mentioned off the top, we have a trade to discuss today between the Anaheim Ducks and the Dallas Stars. Now this is a one-for-one deal, a swap of forwards if you will. The Anaheim Ducks sending forward Andrew Cogliano over to the Dallas Stars in return for forward Devin Shore. Now as we know, both of these teams are not quite having the seasons that they're hoping for. Anaheim is on a terrible losing streak right now. We have already seen their general manager, Bob Murray, come out in defense of his head coach of Randy Carlyle and say he's not prepared at this time to fire him and replace that position with another head coach. Bob Murray kind of prefers to do that type of thing during the offseason, and that very well could happen in the upcoming offseason, but time will tell right now. But for the time being, at least, Randy Carlyle is safe. But it does appear as though Bob Murray is going to attempt to tinker with his roster and try to shake things up here a little bit. Now, of course, the Dallas Stars aren't quite having the ideal season as well, but things could certainly be worse. And we've seen their CEO and ownership kind of come out recently, with some harsh words for forwards Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. So not surprising as well to kind of see them bring in another player like Cogliano, who's kind of known to be, a bit of a leader. He's a veteran. He's been around a long time, former NHL Ironman. So certainly, a pretty good addition to kind of shore up their bottom six. Cogliano's not the most offensive guy out there. He's only got one 20-goal season to his career. He's typically around like a 30 to 35 point producer. His numbers are down a little bit this year as well, but he can certainly be productive in other ways. He's a terrific skater, great penalty killer. Like I said, just brings a lot of experience and durability to the lineup for sure. He's a guy you can count on to be there every night, work hard, and kill penalties. And can be a very versatile forward. He can normally play all three positions as well. Of course, Cogliano started out way back with the Oilers and then was traded over to the Ducks, been there for quite some time as well. And of course, we saw his Ironman streak end last season due to a suspension of all things. He hadn't missed a game in quite a long time, was well on his way to potentially breaking the record. But of course, that suspension kind of derailed things there. Now, of course, Devin Shore is a much younger forward. They're about 7 years apart. Cogliano's 31, Shore's 24. Cogliano makes about just shy of $1 million more per year. Right now, they both have a couple years left on their deal. The difference, obviously, Cogliano will be a UFA at the end of the contract, whereas Shore will be an RFA. Now, Shore's been in a bit of a slump with the Stars, hasn't been producing a whole lot of offense as of late. Of course, we discussed before how they really need to boost their secondary scoring, and of course, Devin Shore hadn't really been helping with that, but they're not really going to get that from Cogliano either. Like I said, he can certainly be a useful player, bring some leadership, certainly add things to the room, kill penalties, all that, but he's not going to give you, a real boost in offense. But, maybe with a change in scenery, both these guys can potentially find their game. So it's really tough for me to kind of say who gets an edge here. I mean, on Dallas' side, they spend a little bit more money. They get a little bit more experience. But then again, on Anaheim's side, they move out a veteran player, get to save a little bit of money, bring in a younger guy who can hopefully kind of reignite. And at the same time, like I said, maybe help him get out of a slump. So kind of an exchange of slumping forwards with an opportunity here to give them both a fresh start and kind of see where things go. Not surprising to see either of these teams kind of making a move to kind of boost things up. They're both kind of in that similar type of boat, where they're hovering around a playoff spot, but not overly pleased really totally with their season. They still kind of feel like they're underachieving. And of course, with the Ducks on a massive losing streak right now, they're kind of in a tailspin. Now, there's some other talk with the Ducks that maybe Jakob Silfverberg might be coming next. I mean, when Bob Murray was asked about that, he did say he was still going to attempt to re-sign him. He is a pending UFA as well. He's a player they might find difficult to re-sign because of their cap situation. So, I mean, obviously, they do save a little bit of money on this deal. With Cogliano going out, does reduce things a little bit. But they've got a lot of money tied up and a lot of aging veterans there. So we'll see what happens with the Ducks. But there's certainly more trade rumors out there that they're not done. There's still lots of talk going on. I said Silverberg might be a guy to take a look at here that might very well get moved, and you might very well see them use their decor as an area of strength to try to improve things up front as well. They do have a strong blue line, so maybe we'll see one of those guys get moved with an attempt to bring back, somebody who can help out with the forward group. Hard to say, but I don't think General Manager Bob Murray's done. But it looks as though head coach Randy Carlyle, for right now at least, is safe, and they're going to try to juggle things here and see where things go. So, of course, I'd love to hear your comments down below. Who do you think wins this trade? Personally, I'm kind of on the fence. I think it's a pretty, fairly even deal here. The type of trade is going to really shake things up too much on either side. But, like I said, there's kind of pros and cons to each side. So, let me know what you think, and we'll talk about it further in the comments section. If you're new to the channel here, hope you consider subscribing. We cover all 31 NHL teams, and there's plenty of content here for all hockey fans to enjoy. So, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up before you go. I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will catch you next time.